Riyadh. Let's go to Chicago now for another view on all of this. Time for Futures in Focus. Joining us from the CME, Alan Nugman of Agora Financial. Alan, oil's at a 2-week high. Is it sustainable?
Yep. Well, we're holding about 50. That's the key level for me right now. We traded between 50 and 60 for almost the whole last year. So that was a very important level to test and reject. And so now we're holding above that right now. Until we get to the 55 midpoint of this sideways range, it's still hit and miss. But I'm rather be bullish than bearish. I think we could see a bit of a bounce back as some of the other macro markets have stabilized.
Alan, one of the critical factors in all of this is that we continue to see dollar strength. The buck keeps pushing higher. Right. How problematic is that for the crude market?
Well, that's obviously a negative, but at the same time, it hasn't hurt gold. Gold is just approaching now 7-year highs, holding above 1,600. So you've seen some disconnects in our normal relationships and some mixed signals. Rates did not make new relative lows, though they did get close with this little bout of volatility. But that little bounce, the VIX, if you look at the stock market, the VIX was down there at 3-week lows just on Friday. So, the markets seem much more stable numerically than we might. And I think what happened yesterday was people had a lot of time to think over a 3-day weekend that we've come a long ways in these markets and maybe there's something to be worried about. But you saw buyers step up once again.
Alan, there seems to be this perception that the coronavirus is going to be contained as a Q1 phenomenon. Is that the perception up there in Chicago? Is that your perception of the situation? Because we're starting to hear company after company talking about how supply chain or demand impacts are going to be having an effect on the bottom line.
Well, I'm strictly a price guy. I'm no smarter than anybody else. And by the time we get data, and let's always question data that comes out of China, even in the best scenario. By the time we get data, it's reflected in the price. So the fact that the stock market, we had new all-time highs in tech yesterday, up 10%. A lot of those companies obviously have supply chains that you alluded to. So I've got to be confident that the markets have it right. And the reality is, this is an unfortunate situation, obviously, but we've been through many, many crises over the last 10 years, and the stock market is still a place for money to go. I think the one opportunity to keep an eye on is a lot of these energy companies obviously have very much been beaten and battered. I think you're seeing bullish divergence in a lot of their chart patterns. I think they set up for some good opportunities on the upside if and when there is a relief rally globally.
Alan, great to speak with you. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Alan Nugman joining us from Agora Financial out of the CME.